Okay. Hello, it's Jenny from her hillbilly state and here in America. Found another wonderful jewel on Facebook. Lucy Letby, Moment of Truth. My friend Tracy's got me hooked on it. And I'm able to basically kind of show you through example. It's not a perfect example, but I think it's a good enough example. Dewey, he had that theory that basically Lucy threw all this air down into the baby's tummies, through their feeding tubes and using syringes. Unfortunately, what Dewey didn't notice is that it looks like the NHS changed its connecting, its syringes during this exact time. And Dewey gets it mixed up. Now, basically, here's your old connector here. That was before 2015. Here, this started in the 2015 and 16. And basically, here's my examples, which are, I think, close enough. Here's the old method. Look at this connector here. It's very easy to put this right into a tube, okay? That's the old method. That's under Dewey. Here's the new method. And basically, the reason they did this, they had a lot of problems. Looks like there's a lot of, basically, there were a lot of errors were being made. I'm assuming that nurses mistook IV syringes for NG syringes. And obviously, drug errors were being things. So, here was the new fit, which actually takes two hands in order to connect it. So basically, you have your tube here. This is the feeding tube here. And here is the tube that you would have. You would have your medication or your instill the feeding into it. And you would have to use two hands and you have to twist it. Versus the old method, you would just connect it. The old method needs one hand. The new method needs two. All right? The new method also, the old method had, again, the syringes looked just like this. They were clear. The new method, purple. And those would never be used for intravenous into an IV, only into an NG. So no one figured this out at all. There are records, and according to this, I'll let you read the article here if you want to go on to that. If you want to go on to the tube exchange on the thing here, but I'm just basically going to explain it to you, is that there are records that the Countess of Chester phased this out by 2014, little money, and then started and made large purchases on this beginning in 2015, 16. And again, the NHS, that change was an NHS regulation that had to be followed by everyone. So you would think that the Cheshire police, being as quote unquote brilliant as they are, would be able to figure this little simple thing out. They didn't. My theory is that Paul Hughes is basically, let's face it, reminds me of Elmer Fudd. And Danielle Stonier, the one from the Netflix documentary, I am assuming she was unable to see the difference between those two, because I noticed it very well. She had a lot of Botox in between her eyebrows and her eyelashes. They were the heaviness and the thickness of what we call woolly caterpillars here in America. And then I guess her fake tan, maybe that went to her brain too. So obviously that poor woman, I feel sorry for Danielle Stonier. I think maybe those eyelashes, if you can tell on Netflix, might have made her qualify for being legally blind. I'll let you decide. I'll let you again go to Lucy Letby, Moment of Truth on Facebook. The entire article is on there. I'm not going to read it to her. I'll let you do your own reading again. But, gosh, Paul Hughes, you gotta be smarter than Elmer Fudd. I'll just say goodbye to y'all.